Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for another error review. This time it's Irreconcilable Differences, and by pure coincidence we are once again recording an episode on its 4th anniversary.
Yay!
That seems to be happening a lot. Our timing is working out brilliantly.
Speaking of anniversaries, a wedding.
Yes, Oliver and Felicity, after eloping and ruining Barry's wedding, decide to have their own wedding, and Barry and Iris get none. Spoiler alert, Barry and Iris don't have a big ceremony in the next episode.
They had the rehearsal dinner, which was a nice gathering.
But how much of the memories got erased? I mean, at least the main people would remember.
No, because the rehearsal dinner was one night, and then the next day was the actual wedding, so the memories were only probably erased of that day.
We don't know. I mean, to be fair, all the people who were, on the team and stuff would know. It's only the people who somehow aren't connected.
Yeah.
Anyway, that wedding ceremony was a lovely scene, I will admit.
Yes, so as per usual with Arrow stuff, it tends to happen where the first half of the episode is nice and fun, and then the second half, not saying bad is not the opposite of fun. It's like...
Yeah.
You know.
The plot-wise all goes mad. Not in a sense of bad, but just everything gets chaotic.
Anyway, the first half, we got some sweet moments, like the speech, but also I just loved watching that smile on Oliver's face when Felicity entered the room. That is great acting right there, that lovely smile, it's just nice. And also Oliver being a cool parent, agreeing that William can have a sip of champagne, I think it was, whatever drink they had, except that we didn't get to see that sip.
Anyway.
We had a toast, everyone said, to Oliver and Felicity, and drank, and we didn't see William drink.
Because then we'd actually have to have the actor do it, you idiot.
They could have filled his glass with something that looks a lot like it, but isn't.
Anyway, William is adorable in a tuxedo, and you get to see him dancing with Thea. I love all those little moments in the background, or things like Quentin dancing with Dinah. There's all those little nice moments. Yeah,
Quentin and Dinah are an interesting dynamic.
How is Felicity's dad here? Isn't he like a wanted criminal? Isn't he like a fugitive on the run?
Yeah, similar to how it's a crime to, not report a crime if you see it. Isn't it, Dinah's a cop. Isn't it a rule in her job that, she has to arrest him if he's right there?
I don't know.
Well, she didn't. She should have.
Yeah, whatever. I do like the fact that you get to see all the characters there. They even bring back those 2 characters from season 4 for some reason.
Oh yeah, the Ivy Town people.
I feel like that's just a random test. It's like, let's put these characters here and see if the audience remembers it. I was wondering if you would.
Well, they said Ivy Town.
Yeah. Which is the same town that Ray Palmer grew up in.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, all that was nice, and then of course you get things like Drunk Curtis and then Renee's speech, all fun moments before the actual plot kicks in, where Quentin walks in and says one of the team members supposedly knows.
Yeah. Although the whole time I was thinking it might not be one of those 3.
No, they said one of the team member knows.
Okay.
Don't ask how, but that's the case.
Yeah.
But anyway... But, I mean, it makes sense it's Renee, and I do like that plot point.
First they thought it was Dinah because they spied on everyone, and they saw that she was secretly talking to what's-his-name.
To be fair, in that scene, we realise Dinah's actually specified that she actually says Oliver to Vigilante. So that's So to be fair, Dinah's an accurate assumption, and why the hell would Dinah even tell him that?
Well, he probably knew the identity anyway, given the cliffhanger ending.
Yes, but she
doesn't know that, I know.
Yeah.
But we know that he probably knew identities because of the cliffhanger where we saw they got a camera there.
Yeah, I was waiting that whole episode. I knew that was the case, and I was just keeping my mouth shut because you're like, how does he know? Because when he tried to hand him the thing and he's like, nah, it's been tampered with,
And it's like, you barely looked at it. At first I was like, oh, they're gonna pull some friggin' bullshit and say, oh, he's just that smart. But no, they actually weren't that stupid.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I find the diner and Vincent plot a bit stupid. But
Yeah.
why did she tell him? Why? You're working with the enemy diner?
She's stupid.
But anyway, we get to the point at hand. Even after Renee says it was him, we get to the plot point of this episode. And one thing that many fans of the show dislike about season 6 is the B team splitting off from the team. Everyone, Dinah, Curtis, and Renee all feel like they want to quit.
Yeah.
And
It's understandable given the circumstances.
True.
You can kind of see everyone's perspective.
I do agree that Oliver in this episode was the completest moron.
Yeah. At first, it seemed like he was handling it well, like when he was talking to Thea, and it's like, okay, good, you see Renee's perspective. What if it was William? You would want to protect him like he did with Zoe. But then later on, he gets stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and as much as I can understand why fans dislike this plot point, I will say one positive side of it is I do like that it starts to bring the B team closer together already.
Yeah, as if they weren't already close. Like, Curtis and Renee are like, okay, if Renee...
That's true.
If Renee was not straight, Curtis would totally go for it.
I'm sure there's plenty upon plenty of ships of that.
Oh, God. I am not going to look for those fanfics.
They're harmless fun. Nothing.
Yeah, I know.
As long as the shipping is harmless fun, it can't be any worse than other ships we've seen.
At least one of the two is the right sexuality for it to work.
Anyway...
Not like all the Barry and Cisco fanfics I've seen.
It's okay, as long as the shippers aren't actually causing trouble.
Harmless fanfics are fine.
Anyway, getting back to the plot at hand, yeah. And once again, a reminder that Caden James is just a fun villain. I like him as a villain. There's something about the way he carries himself. Although I have said he reminds me a lot of Felicity's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny to have them in the same episode. Oh, well. That'd be a cool plot point. She did say, oh, it's great that Felicity's dad is back in her life. And our villain is a hacker. We should get him involved. That'd be such a cool plot point.
But yeah, I think I can only go as high as 8. And that's just being nice because of all the nice moments near the start.
And the ending. Because, we didn't just get the cliffhanger that they've been spying on them, but we get sort of a villain team up. We
got confirmation that all these villains are working together.
Yeah, Caden James, Anatoly, Ricardo Diaz, Vigilante, Laurel Lance, they're all working together. Speaking of Laurel Lance, she once again got to have some scenes with Quentin and even let him go in the end.
Yeah, she said run.
Yeah.
She leaned to his ear and I was just thinking, if you scream right now, you'd probably break his eardrums or something. And
yeah. So yeah, I can understand why a lot of fans dislike the plot point, but there are still great scenes like finding out the villains, Caden James, and of course the wedding. So this is tricky. I'm gonna go with you and give it an 8.
Yeah.
It would be higher, except obviously a lot of the middle part gets messy and annoying.
Yeah.
It could be so much better, because I actually like the wedding plot. I understand some fans don't, because some fans have a grudge against Felicity, but they're idiots.
Okay, do you know what the next episode is?
It is called Divided.
Ah, well that makes sense. The team's divided.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you next time for more Arrow reviews and other things as well.
See you next time, guys.